Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. Welcome back to another quickie reading. I'm actually reading the article of the week, which is the Imaginary Friends reading, and I do know that Rogue actually did this reading a week and a half ago. I can't quite remember. I think it's still the article of the week. Pretty sure. Article of the week, yeah, it is the Imaginary Friends one. Cool, sweet. Okay, so we'll start off with a quote. He sees them with his third eye, but longs to see them in real life. And that was an idea guy on Chris's perception of his imaginary friends. Imaginary friends are the psychological manifestations typically employed by toddlers to practice social skills. Most children grow out of the phase. Chris, on the other hand, retained his belief in imaginary friends well into his adulthood, still holding the belief at 39 years of age. Oh, he's 39, God. Chris has always had difficulties distinguishing fiction from reality due to his autism, which is kind of true. However, as a autistic man myself, I have found like it gets easier as you get older. Like you actually like break out of like bad habits. However, there is a lot on the autistic spectrum. There's like different levels of it. Let's say so. Chris claims he's high functioning autistic. I'm guessing that's like lower. I'm not quite sure. I don't really study it as much though. All I know is I got it and I seem to be coping alright. His imaginary friends were originally an occasional source of companionship. God, it is so hot in here. I closed the door because I didn't want the wind to disrupt my audio levels, but it was really warm today, as well as a coping mechanism for moments of stress, such as the infamous example of invoking solitude to Mary Lee Walsh during his college days. As he enters his mid-30s, Chris retreated more often to his imaginary world as a reaction to the downward spiral of his life, ignoring the real-world problems of his debt, lack of independent living experience, resulting in a victorious feedback loop in which Chris's real-world problems worsen while his devotion to his imaginary friends increases. The machinery something of the idea guides and enablers that followed those chief tactics is role playing as Chris's imaginary friends, further cementing the belief into Chris's mind. Chris's devotion to his imaginary friends outweighed his real life friendships with his Pokemon League friends, and he gradually lost contact with the latter to focus on his fantasy world. Yeah, still recording. Cool. So we'll look at some pictures in a minute. How Chris interacts with his imaginary friends. Chris is confused over the concept of imagination, interpreting it as visions into the dimensions where his friends reside. In a 2010 email to Jackie, Chris said that he communicated with imaginary friends before falling asleep, essentially describing it as a form of daydreaming. Got another quote. I do still sometimes talk with my electric hedgehog Pokemon. Is that where you put the comma? Not quite sure. While I'm on my way falling to sleep, and the TV's off, we talk about current things I like to do or say in meeting new people, or just things I'm feeling currently to get their response to. And that was Chris in CWCki email 16. Chris tapped into New Age spirituality by strengthening his perceived ties to the other dimension, with techniques centering around meditation. In summer 2017, he began referring to a third eye, a concept associated with mental visions and precognition. He also experimented with astral projection, a term for an out-of-body experience achieved with meditation, as a method to access Quickville and the later dimension C197. In the fall of 2017, the first of the idea guys entered the picture, while playing as Chris's own imaginary friends, initially to see if he was gullible enough to believe it. From Chris's perspective, he thought that he was addressing his friends over the internet instead of having to astral project. This validated Chris's beliefs, and his faith in imaginary friends could consequently escalated to the forefront of his life. And we got another quote. I pretended to be both Sonichu and Rosichu, who borrowed my computer. All it took was a little knowledge on Sonichu, and Chris believes that he was talking to his children. And that was the ringleader of the idea guys. After the idea guys were ousted due to their influence to extort Chris, various enablers crawled out of the woodwork and copied their techniques, keeping Chris firmly rooted in his fantasy land. Chris has tried to physically interact with fictional characters. During BronyCon 2017, an Incorpus observer recorded him dancing with Magichan, in reality having Thin Air as his dance partner. In January 2019, Chris claimed on Twitter that he had been attacked by an imaginary enemy while in the shower. Okay, be interesting to see what that looked like. And he was able to whack the attacker with a half-full conditioner ball. In April 2019, Chris was spotted by a fan at Target, muttering really loudly. Yeah, that's in a public place doing that, you probably end up getting locked up. From Chris's perspective, he has been hanging out with his imaginary friends. Chris also believes in spirit possession involving his imaginary friends, such as when he believed that the hyperdimension Neptunia character Yuzumi and his OC Magichan has possessed his body. Okay, so we've got accounts of manifestations. Sonichu, the main one, during a 2004 confrontation with Mary Lou Walsh, Chris began to converse with Thin Air, pretending that Sonichu was in the office with him. Chris then pretended to be Sonichu, giving the speech that he claimed Sonichu wanted to give to Walsh, before ending the lecture with a curtsy Kamehameha, since he believes he has magic powers. Unsurprisingly, Mary ordered him to see a psychiatrist. Chris has also conversed with Sonichu and Rosichu before falling asleep. At one point, he claimed that the pair offered him relationship advice. Megagly he claimed to have conversed with a Megagly skunk. I have no idea what that is, particularly regarding how she has allegedly told him that Megan, but by extension Mickey, okay, that's that. It's like a persona sort of thing. Should have never been born. Okay, I kind of want to see that. Please don't be born. Okay. Oh, right, okay, I understand now. Okay, Nightstar. Chris believes that he overheard conversations held by Nightstar and other random My Little Pony characters. Who the fuck is Nightstar? Let me have a look. Okay, another OC. In 2017, Chris also used his Nightstar account on Twitter to talk to himself, even after revealing that Nightstar was a sock puppet of his. I think I actually remember that, kind of. Maggie Chan, another main one. The prime member of Chris's imaginary friends, having surpassed Sonicu and Nightstar in importance to Chris, as Maggie Chan's abilities centre around psychic powers, which Chris deems useful in his misguided attempts to correct his real-life problems in real world. Maggie Chan's rise in status began around summer of 2017, when Chris believed Maggie Chan was with him at BronyCon, to the point that he danced with thin hair. Yeah, I definitely remember that video. At the BronyCon gala, believing his dance partner was Maggie Chan. Maggie Chan's importance to Chris has made him key for others to use in manipulating him. The idea guys duped Chris into believing he was married to Maggie Chan. The captain invoked Maggie Chan to convince Chris to trust him, to stop the idea guys. Jacob Sockness deceived Chris when he faked catalogue involving Maggie Chan. And various enablers has used Maggie Chan to get their foot in the door with Chris. Discord. Discord is the male Dragonicus, the former antagonist from the cartoon My Little Pony. Okay, so it's not the same Discord. It's not the cat program. It's this. Okay. In November 2017, as a result of the Idea Guys schemes involving hyperdimensional Neptunia law, Chris felt that he needed bodyguards in the real world to protect him from the manipulation of the fictional Neptunia character Kyome, choosing imaginary friends Maggie Chan, Sylvana and Discord. He went to his Pokemon club at the End Games, escorted by Maggie Chan in Discord, and said he let Discord watch some Dungeons and Dragons games. Chris also asked one of his Pokemon League friends if he could see the imaginary friends, and claimed to have worn Discord as his Dragonicus vest. Would you wear that? That's weird. Trying to meet Neptune at Gamestop. An idea guy told Chris that fictional hyperdimension Neptunia character Neptune would be waiting for him at a GameStop during December 2017. Yes, okay. Just checking again. Chris opted to go to the Forest Lakes location, from which he had been banned. Yeah, don't go somewhere we've been banned from. And on his own initiative stood outside and thoroughly scanned the interior looking for Neptune, then followed up by honking his car horn and shouting his name. Can you imagine how stupid he must have felt doing that, and how like people would have looked at him funny when he was doing that? And come on now. Polyamourous marriage. Before I go on, being polyamorous, it's actually a real thing. Basically, it's probably going to get explained in here. It's basically if you're dating someone and you or your partner wants to get other people involved, and basically have like a sort of like a legal, everyone consents love triangle or foursome or whatever. I actually know a person that's in a polyamorous relationship, and it is working out pretty well for them. So I do know that polyamorous is a real thing. I sure hope it means that. Otherwise it'll be stupid, because it probably meant something else. But I'm pretty sure polyamorous means like multiple relationship sort of thing. During 2018 of January, the Idea guys rewrote sonically lore so that Magican and his father figure Mewtwo were married. 2 months later, they convinced Chris that he was married to Magican and their OC Crizzle in a bisexual polyamorous marriage. The notion stuck with Chris, who declared his real life love Chris to be over. In June, long after the Idea guides was ousted, Chris widened the marriage to officially include Mewtwo and Slovenia Magican of a partner. Yeah, it is like multiple partners. Chris has frequently mentioned his imaginary friends and wives on social media by posting messages written from their points of view, having Magican deliver the news that Chris went to hospital, claiming to be with them, stating that Sylvana helped them diagnose a problem with his car, all referring to them as if they were real, by saying his hubby too. Mewtwo helped out in the events from the Detective Pikachu movie. Religious figures. Chris has long believed that religious and spiritual figures like God and the Grim Reaper. Would the Grim Reaper be religion or spiritual? I don't know. Probably like spiritual. I don't think hell is a part of the religion, but I don't think like the Grim Reaper is. I'm not quite sure. And the Grim Reaper gave him messages in the form of dreams, and not realizing the dreams were merely expressions of his own subconscious desires. During the Idea Guy saga, an Idea Guy role played as Jesus to troll Chris. In seeing the Crizzle's torture catalogue, validating Chris's egocentric beliefs that religious figures would seek to contact him. During the subsequent dimensional merge saga, Chris took his beliefs to the next level, believing that various deities were his imaginary friends helping with the merge. Got another quote. The CPUs whom I am friends with, as well as God/Emmanuel and Jesus of this dimension. And that was Chris in December 2018. Distress over fictional characters. His imaginary friends defined solidarity with changes in the fictional media that he dislikes. The initial design of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie was disliked by Chris, who claimed to have discussed the matter with Sonic, whose opinion that the movie does not do good justice with him. Yeah, probably nothing to do with that. It was mainly because the actual the Sonic fan base was pissed off because they got the design messed up. But they ended up scrapping the design and made it new, and it actually looks really, really good. When long-running cartoon My Little Pony Friendship is Magic wrapped up production, Chris was upset and tried to convince Hasbro to continue the show, having to have consulted with Princess Celestia, a character from the cartoon. Guess what? They have got a new series out, and Chris absolutely hates it. I don't think the series has started yet. They just released some cover work for it, but yeah, Chris wants it boycotted. It's basically Sonic's Arms 2.0. Coping with people who distance themselves. Chris uses the concept of imaginary friends to cope with people who explicitly don't want to put up with him. In January 2019, several members of the Brony community blocked Chris on Twitter in masses. Chris tried to cope by role-playing an apology between his alter ego and the alter egos of the bronies, in which the latter apologizes to Chris for blocking him. He then proceeded to take the roleplay seriously, sending the apology drawings out in a failed attempt to convince the bronies to unblock him. In December 2019, Chris threw a tantrum over the robust Project SNT's design of the role Sonically character, later rationalizing his reaction as a result of Dimension CS89 calling him for help. Chris tried to get Project SNT to respond to his power fantasy, but she refused to act as a enabler and ignored him. Since she didn't want to interact with him, Chris approached her as a imaginary friend, declaring that she had been transported to Dimension CS89 to assist him with battling interdimensional evil there. Robichaux. Initially, in the years after Chris's father passed, Chris was in mourning over the loss, accepting that Bob was born. However, the idea guys manipulated Chris into believing that Bob was alive. Oh, come on, don't do that. Someone's father passed away and you're basically like trying to groom like their like son over it. Come on, you can't do that. Manipulated Chris into believing that Bob was alive in CWCki Readings in Quick Phil's dimension, reincarnated as a Sonically and going by the name of Robichaux. Chris tried to drag his mother into the fantasy of Bob being alive. Yep, don't do that. Having her pose for a photo next to a drawing of Robichaux, fucking hell, for a TSSF card. In the next card, in the card, the card text Chris claimed, "Every once in a while, Mr. C wants home to offer comfort to Barbara. Before the dimensional merge completion, she misses him every day. She found solace and comfort when he comes by. He continues to carry a torch for her in his heart and soul, while he helps to protect everyone in Quickville and at his old temple of a house." On video, Chris has interacted with his imaginary friends on video. During a summer 2017 BronyCon, Chris was observed dancing with Maggie Chan. In the winter/fall of 2018, a video Chris with Teen Toon Squad while hanging out at a Squad's member's home. Chris fondles and kisses thin air, believing it is his imaginary wife Griselle. In June 2019, believing the OCs and deities, while rambling about the impending dimensional merge, Chris gestures at thin air, stating that Maggie Chan is sitting right next to him. While pretending to be Sonically, Chris signals Robichaux was sitting next to him, as he stated his will on camera. And that was it. This is the card thing there. I've already read the blurb on it. Let's see. I kind of wanna. There's nothing to like. Because I'll have a look at the new ones. Okay, so this is like the Robichaux card, right there. Yeah. This is this. Yeah. Can you fucking imagine? It looks like he's the only one sitting down. I think everyone's like scared of him because they won't approach him because he's talking to himself. And this one here is at the Teen Toon Squad's house. I actually saw this video and it was fucking weird. Be warned, he was It's like 2017, so it was about like, I don't know, 36, something like that. And the Teen Toon Squad were basically children, early teens, early to mid teenagers, and being in the same room with a mid-30s-year-old stranger doing this. Yeah, not good. But apparently they were like grooming him for clout. So yeah, I think that's been it for this video. 25 minutes, not bad. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.